So before we understand the concepts and solutions, let me introduce our company Techvaria. We have a business worldwide, streamlining their business operations within Odoo solutions, and we have proven experts in implementation, development, plus also providing functional training to different industries. And we have implemented ERP in startups, SMEs, and different enterprise, big enterprise also we have implemented in different industries. Industries varies from manufacturing, retail, trade business, education also. And our team is engaging in different model based on project based or dedicated functional team or flexible with early support as well. And we have a certified Odoo Functional Consultant plus technical expert in our team, which can help you with your business problems. And our office is in Bangalore, Ahmedabad, and our office in Dubai. So I suggest you scan this QR code and you can put your questions during the sessions in this pad, and we will address these questions at the end of the sessions. Okay. In these sessions, first we are going to understand subcontracting, then what exactly the intercompany subcontracting, and we will see the case study also, and how Odoo's base features plus very smart small customization can help with the subcontracting easy with the intercompany. So first, let's understand what is the subcontracting. If you are new to Odoo, so subcontracting is normally the process which is taken by any manufacturer, where they some of the parts or some of the maybe all finished goods, they supply the raw material to third-party subcontractor, and the subcontractor do the job of manufacturing the product, and finished goods will be received back to the company. So this whole iteration involves then vendor itself do the manufacturing job. So once you receive back finished good, you will record what are the components that have been used and what are the finished goods you have received. And during this iteration, we manage the valuation of what is the raw material cost plus what is the cost charged by the third party vendors. So this is the concept. Normally the business process available in manufacturing, and this is also the features available in Odoo. Now, what is the intercompany subcontracting? So when this third party vendor is also part of the group of company, which means the vendor is also onboarding the same database. Company A, let's say take as an example, company and company B. The company is parent company and company B is a child subsidiary company. And both are using Odoo, and both our companies are onboarding the single database. Now, subcontracting is also happening here. From parent company, they are supplying the raw material to the subsidiary company to do the manufacturing job. And once the finished goods is manufactured, is coming back to the main parent company. So, during this process, normally, if you are using the subcontracting based features, you are completely not supplying the raw material to this another company, because another company is also using the same database where they need to do a manufacturing job of received goods. So they need to receive the that raw material which is supplied by the parent company. So during this iteration in this process. So Odoo's subcontracting features, it's certainly if you set up the reordering rule, it can be automatically generate the PO for the semi-finished good or finished good for which you need to do the subcontracting job. and based upon the purchase order, it will trigger the supplying of the raw material. You can supply that raw material to one subcontracting location within your warehouse, and you can see what are the raw materials are holding by which vendors. You can see that, and once the manufacture is done, you will receive the finished goods. So those iteration can be real time. You can see the inventory tracking, and also you can see the real time valuation can be tracked during this whole process. And obviously it's reduces the lead time, and the cost saving also will be helpful during this process. Now, whenever the third party vendor is also part of the main group of company, the major challenge is lack of visibility between companies. This is related to the raw material, because raw material needs to be transferred from parent company to the subsidiary company. If you are using the base subcontracting features, you can't able to transfer the raw material company to the secondary company, because that needs to do the manufacturing job in order to complete the flow. If you are not using the subcontracting flow, then there will be a lot of manual transfer is required. If you are completely not using the subcontracting flow of Odoo, then you will need to transfer the raw material manually from one company to another. Then obviously this manual process involve a lot of discrepancy will be there, because there's human error can be possible. And the major challenge is the cost of the finished goods. Because we are using manual one, then you are not able to manage the finished goods cost. So we will see what are the quick available in Odoo. So in the same process, if you don't want to use the subcontracting and also do some automation, then what are the Odoo's base features will be helpful, and what are the challenges will be there during the base features, and why we did the customization in this part. So the case studies here, main companies in US and subsidiaries in India. So this multi-company scenario is there, and the subcontracting is done by the Indian company, where US company supplying the raw material to the subsidiary company. So let's see the database. So as you can see, I set up both the company system. So let's firstly quickly check what is the subcontracting features of Odoo's. So for that, I created bill of material. Just a moment. So let's take an example, bicycle assembly, which is my third party vendor is doing the job of assembling the raw material and making the bicycle. So I am supplying the handlers, grips and stems to the vendor, and they will do the job of assembling and everything, and just I receive the bicycle from here. So a simple very in the raw material, you just have to set up the routes as in resupply subcontract on order, which makes life very easy. When we do create a purchase order in the name of vendor 1 for this bicycle, then we will easily process the end-to-end. So let's create a purchase order. So this is base feature. So let's say vendor is charging me $100 for the assembly. Then I just need to mention what is the making charge for charged by my vendor. So when I confirm it, so it will trigger resupply based upon the route configured at the raw material. So resupply will be done to the vendor location, and Odoo has created the subcontracting location, which is an internal location of US company. We'll see when we have inter-company subcontracting. This is one of the challenges of this is internal location, and this will be the challenges why we are not able to transfer the raw material to secondary company. So just need to validate this resupply. So now the raw material transfer to subcontracting location, and once you receive the finished good product, then simply you can record the component. In case of any more or less the raw material has been used, then you can use the record the material in case of any discrepancy is there, and just once it is there, you can validate. Now once you do the validate, valuation will be added with the raw material cost being added. So $30 each component has cost, and $100 is my vendor's charge. So 130 is a total cost added here. So this is a very simple subcontracting flow. Now, if I wanted to do the intercompany subcontracting, which is here in Indian company is going to do the manufacturing job. So in that case, I have created one LED desk lamp, and Odoo has one features called intercompany transactions. So here we can easily use that features in order to streamline the all process, but it involves a lot of creating orders and sales order, purchase order in subsidiary company. So let's do the iteration for the LED desk. So here Indian company I'm going to select and LED desk. Now in this scenario, instead of having $100 as a making charge, I can settle down the extra $30 because I'm going to resupply supply my raw material from US company to India company. But here, due to some restriction, we are not using subcontracting flow. So we need to mention the raw material cost in the PO as well, which help me to correct my valuation of the product. So when I confirm it, it will simply create a sales order in another company. So let's jump into the sales module and change the company. So based upon the same amount is being added here for the same product, I can confirm it, which based on MPO, it's going to trigger a manufacturing order. And here the trick is it's going to create a purchase order for the raw material, because I need, in order to complete my manufacturing process, I need to get a raw material. So for the raw material, it's going to trigger an RFQ PO. So for the $30 each. So I can confirm the purchase order. Now, obviously, this is going to trigger sales order in US company because we need to supply the raw material. So now going back to sales and change the company. And we can see the raw material cost is added here. I can confirm it and I can deliver the raw material. So now raw material goes to my intercompany transit location, which is a virtual location currently. So in order to receive, I need to go back to the purchase and change the company to India, and I can now receive the raw material back here. And once I receive the raw material, I can do the manufacturing job. I can see now all the materials previously was not there, it's available now. I can produce the finished good and I can complete the delivery from the sales order. So now I can deliver the product. And now I go back to the US company, I can do the settle the receive also. But the extra, so while receiving the product, now the valuation is going to 113 days. If we just make the $100, then the valuation of the product will become wrong because the $30 is my raw material cost. So that's why we did take a cost as 130, not 100. But obviously the extra $30 will be settled because we are going to create an invoice vendor in the name of US company, and for the raw material also we are going to create an invoice, and we can settle up the invoice amount against the vendor. So that is going to settle up in that case. So we don't need to pay extra $30, and it can be settled properly, and accounting will be also managing that. So as you can see, it's this iteration take a lot of creating of the purchase order, sales order, and also we need to also create the extra amount added in the PO. So what is my Indian company charging me for manufacturing? The job cost is not available here. So now we have done a very tweak in this customization. So this customize will stop. You don't need to create a purchase order for the raw material. So this app is currently available in App Store. So this help you to supplying the raw material from US company to India company without creating any purchase order or sales order, which we have seen And we can also still use the subcontracting flow, which will be help me to correct my cost of $100 of making charge need to pay to India company. So let's see how it's going to work. So for that, I created another bit of material for assembly of desk, and you can see the Indian company set as a subcontract here. Now with this customization, we have created extra route here, resupply subcontract, which is similar to the same, but instead of using the subcontract in location of so instead of using this internal location, we are going to use intercompany transit location. So we completely transfer the subcontracting process from internal location to the virtual transit location. And this will help us to transfer the raw material from this location to another company's warehouse. So now instead of creating the PO in the name of India company, I created another contact here. The reason is I need to transfer the subcontracting location from that internal to virtual one. So that's why we have created one new contact and changed the subcontracting location intercompany transit. So with the help of route config, new routes with the custom module, we can easily process the subcontracting manufacturing flow process in this location. So we need to use that contact information. Now, in the same manner, I use the $100. So when I confirm this, and it's also going to trigger the sales order in India company for the finished goods. So as you can see, it's automatically, one is a serialized product and one is a traceability by lot number. So we will see how automatically speaking the same lot number and serial number in another company. So once I validate, the process is done and valuation is going to impact in that case. Now it's time for India company to receive the product. I'm going to say this. So you can see the same amount is come here, and when I confirm it, now one is a delivery by default created from the sales order confirmation. Another is this one, and another we are going to create automatically based upon the delivery done by the US company. And this is also we have done customization, because with the route we are not able to generate this receipt in another company. So that requires customizations here. So we can see that it's creating the automatically consume the same serial number, lot number also, and obviously the raw material is of US company. So obviously assigned. And now I complete the manufacturing process. So I'm just completing the manufacturing process, and you can see the serial number is generated here. Now I can complete my delivery here. So the same serial number is being transferred. Now, if I go back to US company here, so this will reduce a lot of transfer. Also, it's automatically done by the system, so you don't need to make a manual record here, which maybe in future, if you are doing manual transfer, then there will be inventory discrepancy during this process. So we can easily validate this. And the best part is I still able to manage the valuation to 130. This is also where we have faced a lot of challenges. We have to manage the valuation to raw material cost plus what is the charge we need to pay to India company. So though this whole iteration, as you can see, now I can easily do the transfer of the raw material. I don't need to create sales and purchase order, and still I am able to use this same subcontracting features and able to manage the same valuation of the product in the same way. So, as you can see, the case study challenge is involved creating manual. We have seen a lot of raw material, and during this process, if you are miss any of the process, then there will be inventory tracking, you will lose it. Then poor coordination is also been there, where a lot of PO and SO involved during this process. If you are using the subcontracting or Odoo's based features, there a lot of document here. So, and obviously the finished good cost is also one of the challenges where we have to set a PO with the cost of $130 instead of just $100. So that is the challenges that we are face, and those challenges will be tackled by the small customization. So this is the bill of material. We have to also set up the route at the raw material, which is we have generated from the custom module, and also we have to set up an new contact. We have seen we have created Indian company one contact we have created, and we can set up one reordering tool so that it can trigger a manufacturing order, RPO, there's something. We can do the automation with the Odoo's base features. And with the small customizations, we are easily able to transfer the raw material from one company to another company within the same database. So with this customization, as you can see, we are accurately translating US company, and still I'm able to use the subcontracting flow with the same. So for the conclusion, I will invite Mr. Hitesh, who can better give us an idea what are the challenges we have faced, because in the ideation there are a lot of challenges that we have faced. So I will invite Mr. Hitesh from the client to give us a conclusion what are the
and I am working as a project manager in Derivative LLC, which is located in the US. So, while we have established one new branch in the Colombia. Currently, manufacturing is ongoing in the US, but then we create new branch in Colombia where we do the production, okay? And while doing the production, we need to send the raw materials from US to Bogota, okay? And for that, we try to use the subcontracting flow of the Odoo. But problem is the custom in the Colombia. Like when we send any goods or any raw materials from US to Colombia, the custom require exact details. Like we need to keep track of everything in the easy way. Okay. And in subcontracting, we have a flow. Like we can send the raw material to the another company, but there is no way like we can receive the same items from Colombia to US. So I talked to Sanjay sir and Techvaria team. So they give me this solution. Using that, we can send the raw materials from one location to another location, and we can keep track of everything in the system in very automated way. So, so they solve in short time with some customization, and using that now we are good, and we are using the same way from last 2 months. Thank you.
now we will address any few questions you guys have. And thank you everyone for joining the sessions. You can ask the questions if you have any doubts regarding subcontracting and all.
So, likewise, suppose I want to do one case study. I want to get one product, suppose. So, you have told about 4 models.
Yes.
So, what may be the cost for 4 models, and what may be the cost of customization of that particular?
Well, you can scan this QR code if you wanted to download this module, which is completely available as an free on Odoo App Store. So these whole customizations involve the sales, purchase, and inventory manager module. Obviously, manufacturing for the subcontracting is involved. So these 4 modules is involved, but this custom module is completely available for free on Odoo App Store. You can scan this QR code if you wanted to download it.
So this software
It's completely on Odoo, and on top of Odoo's framework, we have developed these customizations.
So, sir, my question is that if by any case, if the server goes down,
Okay.
so what are the backup plans for that? Because it is a very risky transaction.
That's something is related to question of infrastructure. So basically, there are some server guy that battery they can have to it, because there are a lot of backup is happening, because if you are using Odoo's SH cloud version, then there is automatic backup is happening. And if in case if you lost, let's say the server is down, you can take the backup and restore to another database, another server, something backup server you can set up. That is something completely on infrastructure questions actually.
So, do we have to do it by our own, by any
Better, I think the network guy will better help you in this part, because that server things is not involved in this session.
Okay, thank you.
My name is Paris from Chennai. One particular case is like from company A, you are subcontracting, it's a multi-company setup and you're subcontracting. So this is taken care. But company B again has some operations subcontracting, right?
Yeah.
So when you manufacture, it's possible that some of the operations are getting manufactured.
Okay.
No, when you manufacture, some there will be say four operations are there to get from raw material to finished goods conversion.
Okay.
Right? Out of which again two operations are subcontracted to some third party,
Yeah.
like a heat treatment.
Yeah, that's something.